Hi, this video is going to look at human resource objectives, specifically these human resource objectives here that are identified on the specification as ones you have to know. So the first objective that's on the specification is a type of objective set for the human resource department, might be to increase employee engagement and involvement. Okay, what does that mean? So employee engagement and involvement is all about the extent to which employees feel that they have a genuine impact on the day-to-day running of the business. They have some say in how an organisation goes about achieving its corporate objectives, and the extent to which employees feel they're actually relevant to achieving those corporate objectives. Okay, so increasing employee engagement and involvement it's beneficial to an organisation, because if you feel like you're an employee and you have genuine power, genuine say in how the organisation is run, and a genuine impact on that organisation achieving its goals, then you're likely to become far more motivated, perform at a higher level day to day, and stay with the organisation for longer. Talent development is another important objective that might be set for a business. AQA says that you need to know about talent development and training. They're obviously very similar. I would interpret talent development as being a bit more kind of longer term than training. Training, making sure people have got the skills to do their jobs day to day. Talent development perhaps is taking a slightly longer term view. What can we really do to help these employees realise their full potential, enable them to maximise their productivity, make a contribution to the organisation? So I would take that as kind of a long-term objective, talent development. Equally important is training. Training is making sure that the employees are able to perform their job role at a satisfactory or better standard. There are different types of training. We get induction training when we join an organisation. Maybe you've had that. If you've got some part-time work, you have induction training. We get on-the-job training where we're actually at work but being trained. You often see people who are new to, say, working on the checkouts at a supermarket, who've got someone stood behind them as they're doing things, just training them, making sure they can do the job. That would be on-the-job training. Off-the-job training tends to be away from the workplace, or is away from the workplace, often your teachers might be away on courses, for example, and they're out of the classroom for the day. That would mean that would be a type of off-the-job training, and we'll talk more about them in a separate video. But training, important objective for a firm, making sure employees have the skills that they need to do their jobs and to do, become more flexible for the organisation and do new jobs as well. Couple more objectives here. One of the objectives is about diversity. So in the UK there is a legal obligation not to discriminate against employees in terms of gender, race, age, sexual orientation, religion. So that's illegal. You're not allowed to discriminate against employees, say if they're going for a promotion or going for a new job. So that's important. But lots of organisations have realised that, particularly in the UK, there is a very diverse, multicultural population in many places, and the more diverse and multicultural and reflective of society your organisation is, the better decisions that you're going to be able to make to satisfy customer needs. So not only would I consider it to be morally correct that people aren't discriminated against, but it also makes good business sense to ensure that you've got a workforce that kind of reflects the diversity of the general population. You're likely to make much better business decisions in that case. Alignment of values is a bit of an odd thing to specify in the specification, but I assume what AQA want us to understand is that an important objective is to ensure that employees understand the values of a business, and that business also reflects the values of employees. So Ben & Jerry's is a very good example of an organisation that kind of, it gets its employees to buy on board with its kind of social mission. Some very interesting videos on its website. But also the business reflects the views of its employees who, kind of buy into that social agenda, and it reflects their own values. So, and that results in great motivation of many staff at Ben & Jerry's. So interesting case study there to have a look at. Final objective, important one, the number, skills and locations of employees. So this is about ensuring that the organisation has sufficient human resources to enable it to achieve its corporate objectives and to enable it to match supply to demand. In other words, have we got the right number of employees that will satisfy our consumer needs, our consumers' needs? Can we meet the current levels of demand with our and potential future levels of demand with our workforce? So getting the number, skills and location of employees correct is really, really important for an organisation. Okay, here are some other HR objectives that I think you should probably just be aware of, even though they're not listed on the spec. The first one is about maximising labour productivity. I'll do some more videos about this, but essentially trying to get the most out of each employee in terms of the number of units that they're producing for the organisation. Minimising labour costs as much as that's possible will enable a business to generate greater profits, and is often cited as a common objective, and maintaining positive employee relations extremely important for many organisations. So they are the human resource objectives that you need to be aware of. Next video we'll look at internal and external influences on human resource objectives.